All right. Matt, a quick question to you, outsider's perspective. Who's the player of the season at Leicester?
Oh, that's a difficult question to answer.
I'll throw some names. Dewsbury Hall, Harvey Barnes, James Maddison, the top scorer, like Rob mentioned there. Somebody else, maybe?
I think Maddison certainly up there as your top scorer. I think that's always going to be someone who is very influential in the team, and I think that's clearly a massive part of their season. If you've got a player scoring lots of goals, then that's always going to make a difference to your team. So I think that would probably be a fair result, a fair assessment is to pick someone who has scored the most goals, because ultimately goals is what is probably most important in the team. Otherwise, you're not going to win games, and that's probably what's propelled Leicester to where they are in the table. But obviously, mention obviously for Dewsbury Hall, who's clearly had a very good season as well. Probably like the breakthrough player as well.
Breakthrough player, return to form for Maddison. Rob, player of the season.
And what I like about Maddison is when all the injuries were happening and a lot of the senior players were missing, somebody had to step up, and James Maddison did. It's turn of the year, he suddenly found some form, and he's been, as Matt said, goals and assists. He's been the most creative spark. He's played in umpteen different roles. His set pieces, his free kicks are phenomenal. Yeah, he's grown in importance, I think, to Leicester this season because of the problems they've had. But Dewsbury Hall, what a story he is. I mean, he was languishing in the under 23s. Didn't look like his career was going anywhere at the time. He wasn't breaking through at first team level. Goes and has a quick loan at Blackpool, does brilliantly. Has a wonderful season at Luton. Comes back a man, and he stepped into the side this season, and he has been a spark for them because he was robust. He gets around the pitch, gets tackles in. He's dynamic. He tries to drive the game forward, and the fans respond to him. So his emergence has been a major plus for Leicester this season.
Player of the season for Crystal Palace.
Oh, Gallagher's been outstanding, hasn't he? Zaha has been a leader. I mean, there's quite a few. It's been such a good season for them, really. I mean, it's a season of progress. They've got to build on that for next season, though.
Yeah, and there's a few more names on the tip of your tongue, Matt. So who do you pick?
So there really are 5 or 6 players that you could pick. You could look at Mark Gahey, absolutely outstanding at centre-back and a real leader even at 21. Joachim Andersen alongside him has been instrumental in Palace playing more progressively this season and more dynamic with his long balls out from the back, his sort of diagonal balls. Tyreek Mitchell earned his first senior England call-up, as did Mark Gahey and Conor Gallagher, of course. He's been absolutely brilliant at left-back, and this has been a real season of progress for him. And I think because of the way that he's come in after Patrick Van Aanholt left, people were slightly concerned. He had injury problems last season, but he's come in and he's been absolutely outstanding. He's barely put a foot wrong. He was carrying a knock before, sort of around the time he went away with England and after that. And that kind of contributed to some of the mistakes that he's been making lately. So I think some Palace fans have seen those mistakes and they've come at the worst time for him to be voted for player of the season. So I think he'll probably end up getting young player of the season at Palace. But for me, I would give him player of the season.
Okay. I'm also going to put this out there in the ether. I know that Saka and Foden are probably most likely to get the Young Player of the Year award, but I'm just going to say it should be Gallagher because of the importance he brings to his side. As good as Saka and Foden have been, they're also surrounded by brilliant players as well.